We now turn to the Philippines, where tens of thousands of residents are bracing for a second typhoon. For the latest, we go straight to Guy Hagi. Guy?
Well, it's not looking good. Typhoon Parma has weakened, though, but it's still a beast. The core of the typhoon is just now coming on shore. Now, if there's good news, is that Parma will actually hit farther north than last week's Typhoon Ketsana. So Manila, which is already underwater, should dodge the worst of the storm. Still, the coastal areas will be swamped by a huge storm surge to go along with the torrential rain. Of course, wind damage is a given. At last check, winds were at 104 miles an hour, gusts to 127. Now, to make the situation even worse, Parma is expected to linger for a couple of more days before heading back out to sea. It could re-strengthen once it's back over warm water. Now, residents are hoping they won't see a repeat of Typhoon Ketsana, which killed 400 people and swamped millions of homes last week. Cleanup operations that have been from the disaster have been suspended, and evacuations are underway for tens of thousands of villagers. Meanwhile, Filipino organizations in Hawaii are uniting to raise disaster funds for the relief. Now, Jim Mendoza continues our team coverage.
Thank you, Guy. Right now in the Philippines, two of the biggest needs are for money and for medical supplies.
Sunset Courier Service unloaded precious cargo at Aloha Medical Mission. In the boxes, medical supplies for the Philippines, where medications are needed.
You expect people to be seen by doctors, but if you don't have medications to give, what good is it?
Dr. Amelia Jacang will accompany the cargo. She will treat flood victims' respiratory and skin infections and gastrointestinal problems caused by wallowing in dirty water.
We'll have lots of antibiotics for both children and adults.
The floods from Typhoon Ketsana are the Philippines' worst in 40 years. Filipino organizations in Hawaii need a flood of donations for disaster relief.
We have collected about 7,000, and we hope to raise 100,000 by October 24th.
The head of the Filipino Community Center says donations can be made at Central Pacific Bank and at any Golden Coin restaurant.
Golden Coin will match the up to $50,000 any donation that is collected through the branches.
On Sunday, KNDI Radio holds a radiothon to raise money for Philippines disaster relief. It will be heard statewide. Aloha Medical Mission had planned a Philippines trip for later this month, but moved it up when the floods hit.
I grew up in the Philippines, and I knew that it hits the Philippines so many times during the monsoon season, but I haven't seen so much of damage and flooding that I saw in the video.
Aloha Medical Mission ordered $5,000 worth of medical supplies. Next week, these boxes will be out of the office and in a clinic in Metro Manila. Jim Mendoza, KGMB 9 News.
Now, several organizations are providing aid to victims in the Philippines and Samoa. You can find out how to help by going to our website, kgme9.com, and do a search for disaster donations.